Welcome to Our Girl Relationships. On this channel, we talk about problems people face in their day-to-day lives. Let's start with a video.
I am a 32-year-old female, and I got married to my boyfriend of 4 years, and we were quite close. We were both working, him being an engineer, while I worked as a junior lawyer at that time. We had already moved in together and were enjoying our lives to the fullest. It was my ex-husband's idea to get married, as we were so happy with each other and felt so fulfilled. We planned our wedding, which was a small, intimate event, but the best one of our lives. My ex-husband had always been a family-oriented person who was fond of kids and loved spending time with them, but unfortunately, we found out that I could not conceive. And this broke my heart. It was not a big deal for me, but I felt very bad for my partner. He would tell me that it was all right, what mattered the most was us, and that we could adopt a kid, but nothing made things better for me. We promised that we would not let each other down and would work on our relationship as we wanted it to continue. Time passed, and my infertility became my biggest insecurity. I felt like my husband would go out and find some other woman who was fit and healthy and would marry her. This made me doubt him for no particular reason, and of course we would fight now and then. A couple of months passed like that, and I told my ex-husband that we could not continue this relationship as this was disturbing our mental health. I told him that we needed to separate and move on with our individual lives. I not only moved out of his apartment, but from his life as well. I rented a place for myself and moved on with my life. I was appointed as a lawyer in a reputable firm and earned well. My life was quite smooth, but that never meant that my insecurity had left my side. Time passed, and I had coped with it well. My friends and family would visit from time to time and would stay over, which never let me feel alone and helped me to relax. My mom had always been a very self-centered and egoistic woman who would rarely think of anyone else. My mom and dad had been fighting all my childhood and then just separated when I was going to get my degree. It was a relief because there were no loud fights in our house anymore. I moved out soon after that and got busy with my own life. My mom had invited all of us siblings to dinner just for family time. I have 2 elder siblings, a brother and a sister, and both of them are married. My brother has a cute little girl, too. I was excited to see them all and was all set to go to dinner. As my taxi dropped me at my mom's place, I could already hear my siblings chit-chatting and playing with my niece inside. I went inside, greeted everyone, and started helping my mom, who was already preparing to serve the dinner. We all sat at the dinner table and were enjoying our dinner when my mom said that she was too glad to see us all together and would have been happier if my infertility had not cursed my life. I tried not to show how awkward I felt and smiled weirdly. My mom went on and said that she was very disappointed in me and was worried, thinking about what I would do in my life. I told her that it was natural and I couldn't do anything about it. Secondly, I was already enjoying my life, and kids are not necessary to be feeling fulfilled. My mom did not stop and went on discussing how infertility could ruin one's image and reputation. That was it. I couldn't take it anymore. I turned to my mom and asked if she knew what ruined an image more than infertility. She looked at me with a frown. I told her that the worst thing a person could do, which would ruin her image, was cheating on her husband, that too, with multiple men. She yelled at me and told me to shut up. I went on and told my siblings that as they had already moved out, my mom easily covered her mistakes by putting everything on our dad and telling us that he had cheated on her. I got up, took my things, and was leaving when I looked at my mom and told her that if she ever tried to humiliate me, I had so much more to tell our family. I left her place immediately. My mom called me the next day and told me that I needed to apologize to her, as it was the worst thing a kid could do to her parents. I told her that she was the one who had started it, and I had to end it because there was no other way she was going to stop. She started yelling on the phone and told me that she never realized that she was raising a bitch. I told her that she was still not on track, and that would just bring more damage. She asked me what else I knew about her separation, to which I replied that I would only get those secrets out when she would forget her limits, just like she did yesterday. My mom told me that she wanted to see me as soon as possible. I told her that I was busy, but she started begging and telling me that I had to visit her. I told her that I would see her and cut the call. I do not know what she wants from me now. Maybe she's just scared because she's got the hint that I know much more about her broken marriage. Well, I went to see my mom on the weekend and she greeted me sweetly. She asked me if I wanted to take tea or coffee and then prepared some tea with a lot of snacks and things. I felt like I was a guest or something because she would never treat me so well. We had our tea and then she, very politely, asked what I knew about her. I told her that I was not going to tell her a word as I had saved them up for later. She told me that things were not like that and that I had misunderstood the situation. She tried to manipulate me and tell me that things were not like that. When she realized that I was not convinced, she told me that I had to apologize in front of my siblings and tell them that whatever I had said was out of anger and never meant that. She told me that she had to face their questions when I left and how I could ruin her image in front of her kids. I told her that it was never going to happen and she must be careful next time, and I left. A couple of weeks passed and my elder sister had invited us for dinner. I just wished it was not another episode of the drama. I went to my sister's place and, of course, all my family were present there. We chit-chatted for a while and then we all had our dinner. We were sitting in the lounge after having dinner when my sister announced that we had got together because I wanted to apologize to my mom as I had tried to ruin her image because she had highlighted my insecurity. I was looking at my sister and could not understand what was going on. A few moments later, I told everyone that I was only going to apologize if my mom said sorry for being mean and for mocking my infertility. My mom thought it was her chance to clear her image, so she got up and told everyone that she was sorry and did not mean to hurt my feelings. She said that and then took her seat, and then it was my turn to apologize. I got up, took my things, and told everyone that I was not sorry at all, because whatever I said was true as hell. I left the place because my mom had to answer so many of their questions. I had done clear damage to her image of being the perfect mom, which she had created by ruining my dad's image. My mom was so furious but could not do anything about it. I knew that she was not going to stay calm and would come up with a new scheme, and oh boy was I wrong. My mom took the matter to Facebook and wrote a post saying how unthankful her youngest kid was who did not care for her mom's image when her mom had suffered a toxic marriage just to raise them well. She had also explained how she was being ill-treated all this time by her ex-husband and did not walk out of marriage because she could not deprive her kids of a family. She went on and said that when she found her husband cheating on her, she could not take it and had decided to divorce him. So when he learned about it, he tried to ruin her image by saying that she had been cheating on him with multiple affairs. I am so done with this lady, and I guess I need to teach her a lesson. I had invited my siblings and my mom to dinner and had told them that I needed to apologize because I had just realized my mistake. My mom called me and asked what I was up to, but I convinced her that everything was all right. My siblings had arrived and we enjoyed our dinner to the fullest. Afterward, I told everyone that I was sorry because I could not hide the fact that my mom was a total cheat. She had been in multiple extramarital affairs for years and had blindsided our dad. I also told them that she had been stealing our dad's money to send it to her broke sister. I went on and told my siblings that if they had doubts, they could ask our dad, and I was sure he had evidence. My mom started crying and told us that she was sorry and loathed her past, but we were not ready to listen. Everyone left my place after some time. I came to know that my siblings had boycotted my mom as she had been lying to us about her divorce, blaming our dad all this time. I guess she would learn a lesson and give up on dramas that she used to create. NTA. OP proved that she was smart enough to stand for herself and was sure about her life. The way she walked out of her marriage because she had realized it was not going to end well was applaudable. She coped with her mental health so well, and no one had a right to hit her as her mom did. Her mom should have been proud of her girl for the way she was going on with her life without depending on anyone or trying to gain sympathy, but she was too mean to see that. NTA, OP's mom proved to be the real a-hole in this situation. She had started the battle and was now desperate to save her image. She would beg OP personally, but dared to target OP in public. Knowing that her past was so controversial, she should not have triggered OP, but I guess she never had an idea that OP knew so much. She can now enjoy her solitude because I don't think anyone would like to see her again from her family.
Next story.
I've been planning on taking my girlfriend to this restaurant that just opened up near her, so I planned our date to be today. Early that day, my girlfriend suddenly came up to me and said that she invited 3 of her female friends. I'm not sure why she did that without telling me before. I did not make a big deal out of it, so I was okay. Can't wait to meet them, I guess. So at about 4 p.m., we started to get ready to go to the restaurant, and my girlfriend said that we have to pick up her friends because they don't have a car, apparently. So now I'm even more annoyed, but I just kept calm and went with it. When we got inside, we got a seat for 5 people. So while we were all sitting, her friends finally acknowledged me and started to talk to me. They were saying that my girlfriend's ex was 6'2" and that I'm only 5'7", and were laughing that I was balding. I started to laugh with him to hide the fact that I was very uncomfortable and was angry. What was really disappointing was that my girlfriend never told them to stop. She laughed with them. So our food finally came and the girls were drinking. So now they were even more obnoxious and were talking loudly. I was getting stares, and I even had a waiter to come to our table and kindly let us know that we were being a little too loud. So at this point, I was very embarrassed. So I was ready to leave at this point, so I got a waiter to bring me 2 checks. I was only paying for me and my girlfriend. Under normal circumstances, I would have paid for all of them. However, I had been disrespected all evening, so I didn't feel obligated to. The friends did not like that very much, including my girlfriend. When I said I was only paying for my girlfriend and myself, they basically just started to emasculate me, saying I'm not a real man. They also called me broke. They said other things as well. So one of the friends actually paid for the 2 others and herself. I was very tempted to leave the 3 girls at the restaurant by themselves, but I didn't think it would be the right thing for me to do, to leave 3 women by themselves alone, so I let them get into the car with me. I was taking all the girls and my girlfriend back to her apartment because it was closer. So when we got back to her place, my girlfriend then took me into her bedroom and closed the door. She basically said that I embarrassed her because I did not pay for her friends. I then said that the girls were making fun of me, comparing me to your ex, and emasculated me. She then said I was being sensitive and that I was acting like an a-hole. My girlfriend has also been drinking, so I wasn't really taking anything she said to me personally. However, I did give money to her friends, the amount I would have paid at the restaurant to them just to please her, so she would stop talking to me about it. And then I made sure everything was all right with them and I left. Was I the a-hole in this situation? I don't think I was obligated to pay anything, but maybe I was just being sensitive. I don't know. NTA, you didn't invite them. Your girlfriend did. She should have paid for them. You don't deserve to be ridiculed by people you don't know. They, in turn, don't deserve a free meal for being a-holes just because they are your girlfriend's friends.
Next story.
My fiance and I are expecting our first child. We've struggled with finding names we like because we don't have many family members with girls' names that we could use. We ended up making a list of any names we liked and decided on Scarlett. For privacy reasons, let's say my last name is Knight. So we decided our daughter's name will be Scarlett Knight. And we're all still working on a middle name. We were at dinner with my brother and his family when they asked us if we found a name yet. So we let them know that we are still thinking about middle names, but we chose Scarlett as the first name. My brother started laughing hysterically and asked us if we were serious. When I asked why he thought it was funny, he brought up a couple of points. Firstly, Scarlet Knight sounds like a storybook character and ridiculous for a real person. He said my daughter would be bullied for it. He went on to explain that too many kids are being given these woke names, and while Scarlet is not a woke alone, paired with our last name, it will surely bring more attention than she'll ever want. He said we should try to act like we love her and give her a more respectable name. Second, my sister-in-law brought up that my daughter might not have red hair like my fiancé's hair. She felt that if my daughter does have red hair, it's nonsense to name her after it. However, if she doesn't have red hair, but we have another daughter later who does, it would be weird for the non-red-hair daughter to be named Scarlet, and for the redhead to be named something else. Maybe it's the whole pregnancy thing, but the naming of my daughter has been so stressful that I yelled at them that this has nothing to do with the potential color of her hair, and it's not right of them to accuse us of not loving our daughter. We've been asked about our name for her for a while now, and we really thought we had found something amazing for her. After I yelled at them, I just burst into tears. My fiancé more calmly told them it's not right that they said such things over our name choice, as they know how difficult it has been for us. He excused us from the dinner, and as we were leaving, my brother told us that he can't wait to get a call in 15 years from Scarlett about her a-hole parents and how they chose to name her for attention rather than because they cared for her. After we got home, my fiancé helped calm me down and let me know that my brother has been sending him texts, calling him awful names for leading me out of the house. Apparently, my brother is mad we left in the middle of the dinner because we couldn't handle the truth about our horrible name choice. I don't really feel like an a-hole because it was cruel for them to say we don't love her. However, now I calmed down and felt bad we left in the middle of dinner after I yelled at them and didn't bother to try discussing it any further. NTA, this is why many people don't announce names until after the baby is born. For those saying that your daughter would be teased for Scarlet or Scarlet, I am not sure about that. It's not a totally uncommon name where I live, and no one says anything about it. I think of a pretty shade of red and Scarlett Johansson, a pretty person. Kids these days are named a ton of weird things. Scarlet is pretty tame.